Well, hello, boys and girls. This is your friendly Ask the Pro Phil Simborg with today's tip of the day. I love rules of thumb, especially ones that are almost always right, and most of them are almost always right and have exceptions. But once I get them, then it makes it very, very easy for me to make the plays over the board. So here we are bearing in on a fairly close race, and red has a 5-1 to play. Think for a second and tell me what your play is. Well, if you brought both checkers in, you're wrong by quite a bit. It's very, very right to leave the last checker out and slot an open 4-point as opposed to bringing it in. In this case, as you can see, it's about a 6.5% error according to XG Roller Plus of Extreme Gammon. What about if the 5-point is the point that's open? Same thing. It would be very, very wrong to bring both checkers in and not to put a checker onto the 5-point. So that gives us a pretty good rule of thumb. When it's bringing the last checker in and it's a close race like this, you're better off slotting the point. And the reason, of course, is because you're likely at some point to roll a 4 or a 5 before the game is over, and when you do, you're going to be wasting part of your move. You're not going to be able to take the checker off. You're going to be forced to take a checker off the 6-point or the 5-point or whatever else was left, depending on what roll it is, which isn't going to really help you too much. It's going to cost you, and maybe could even cost you the game. What about if the 3-point is open? Same principle? No. It's not the same principle. If the 3-point is open, the 2-point is open, or the 1-point is open, you wouldn't waste a roll to slot the point. And here again, by doing that, sliding the 3-point, you'd be making about a 4% error. Again, a rollout would make it more in detail. But yes, if you roll a 3, you're likely to miss, except your 3s don't play that bad if you have to move a 3 from the 6-point to the 3-point, which is what's likely if you roll the 3 early, and if not, they're not horrible rolls to move forward. But you really don't want to miss on the 4, 5, or 6-point, and that's where you would make the play. Here's another really good example that many people might miss. And for example, if you had a 5-1 here, again, you would still slot even though you're taking one of your 2 checkers off the 6-point. You don't want to leave those open. So there's your rule of thumb for today. There's a lot more involved in burying in the checkers. If gammons are a consideration, there are different situations. If the score is very different, you might make some different plays. But if you stick with this as a general rule, you're going to be right most of the time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.